If you're like me, you want to dive straight into the Home Sweet Home and Ultrakill collab update and find out everything that's new. Don't worry, because I'm here to help you save time and tell you exactly what new features, pals, and armor and guns have been added to the game so that you can just go straight in and start enjoying. Starting off with what I'm sure everyone is excited about the most, the Ultrakill collab and its new armor and guns. Now, you can see here, you unlock them at level 32 and level 56 respectively using ancient technology points. Now, these are just the base sets. I'll show you later how to get the legendary versions, but something I bet you didn't know was that if you didn't read the description carefully, you actually unlock both the armor and the gun recipes just by unlocking it in the tech tree and the ancient technology points. So just by doing those two things, you get 2 new armors and 2 new weapons. Crafting them is not that difficult, just the regular iron ingots and plasteel for the V2. They are not necessarily the best armor in the game, however, they do add content for the collab. Now, how to add it onto your character is you have to have this mirror, antique appearance adjustment furniture, and then here you just go to body and you can equip your appearance desired. So you can do V1 or you can do V2. Personally, V2 looks a bit more colorful for me, so I will stick to that one. However, here's a quick showcase of what V1 looks like. I'm just gonna go to camera mode real quick, equip the plasma gun here. Looks pretty cool. And then here is V2, gonna show you some combat real quick. No real special movements. You will see some special movements when I show the guns later, but for now, you know, just regular character movements that you get with any other armor. Gonna go to photo mode real quick as well, just to show you what it looks like kind of around the character model. Looks pretty colorful to me. Anyways, let's move on to the 2 new guns. So first we got the Marksman Revolver. It's not hard to craft at all, pretty low level gun to be honest, but if you look closely at the description, there's a special ability. Other than being able to shoot infinitely, aka not needing to reload, every time you use this revolver, you can press Q, eject a coin instead of a PAL sphere, and if you shoot that coin, you can actually ricochet onto PALs. Now I've tested it, it seems like you can only shoot up to 4 coins at a time, so aka you can only toss 4 in the air. I've tried to hit all 4, it seems almost impossible, but there's also a sound cue when each of the coin reloads. So after you use one, it takes some time for it to reload. If you use all 4, it'll take up to, I don't know, a minute to reload all 4. I don't think it's a minute, but just a number. Okay, now moving on to the Core Eject Shotgun. Okay, so the shotgun also is capable of firing endlessly, so you don't have to reload it ever. When equipped, once again with the default throwing a PAL sphere using Q, you can replace that effect with Core Eject. So basically you just hold it down, and the more you hold it down, the more its range, and it just shoots like a little grenade. That's how I like to describe it here. I'll give you a showcase. So I kind of don't like this because like you gotta aim, it's got a curve, it's got like bullet drop, and also it doesn't do much damage. Maybe because I'm not using the legendary versions, but yeah, I'll show you what the regular shots look like too. Like shotgun, I guess it's better if it's close range, but in these long range fights, especially like on raid bosses, I don't know if this is usable, but special ability is pretty cool. It does fit the theme of Ultrakill after all, especially with this skin. So if you guys were looking for some new ways to use guns and use strats, play around with a shotgun, play around with a revolver, see what happens. Maybe someone will make a cinematic. You hopefully clicking that red subscribe button. It is free after all, and you will be supporting a small creator. I do try to do my best in giving Palworld updates, Palworld optimization guides, the best passives, all that Palworld stuff. So if you're interested, just click that button. I am internally grateful. Okay, so to get the legendary versions of the guns, just head to the arena, TP. You're just gonna go up to the merchant. He will have these legendary versions for sale in exchange for battle tickets. So just scroll all the way down. They cost 1,300 battle tickets each, and you can get the legendary versions of both guns. Similarly, you can get the legendary versions of the armors by going to a metal merchant, and I believe spending 700 dog coins for each of the new schematics. So it costs 700, and you get 700 dog coins worth of the V1 armor legendary version and the V2 armor legendary version. And I'm just seeing something new here. It's the Ripe Awakening Starfruit. So I think this is a new fruit that raises a pal's rank by 1. I think previously it was like an elixir of some sort that required also 2,000 dog coins. But I think this new fruit makes sense because you feed it to your pal and it does something versus, I don't know, magic. But anyways, yeah, this seems new to me. Another big change is the building UI and the addition of new building pieces, most notably the triangle and corner pieces for roofs and walls and all that stuff. So if you see on the building UI, you just click B. Instead, everything is more clean and sectioned off into its own little tabs, and everything is just listed out for you to look at. So I'm gonna place some wooden stuff real quick. Okay, so with this wooden foundation and wooden wall, if you can go into the building menu, you can actually see that you can press P for paint mode. So now you can actually adjust and change the colors of your buildings, which will really add a lot of creative depth and building like creativity into this game, which I think has been lacking so far. If you guys watch Crimson Builds, I'm personally really excited to see what this guy is going to cook up next with all these new features, especially with these new triangular pieces that you can use for walls, for roofs, these corner pieces you can use for your ceilings. You know, you guys have been demanding this for ages, and Palworld finally delivers. Like, honestly, they always do. They listen to the community, one of the reasons why I love them so much. But anyways, I'm really excited to see what you guys can build with these new pieces. I know all the builders out there, they're so excited for this, probably more than anything else in this update. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. From the trailer, you guys are probably wondering, what is this new pal? What is this new dark area? And how do I access it? So this is the new raid battle arena that you can actually summon every time you want to fight a raid boss. Before we explore that though, who is this new pal? It looks like a horse, but its name is Heartless. It's a neutral type pal that can also be mounted. It generates a barrier that blocks all attacks, and it can also triple jump just like Necromus. It has inherent work suitabilities of level 3 Gathering and level 4 Lumbering. It seems like we have a new undisputed champion of Lumbering, Heartless. Just like Neptilius, who always comes with Lunker, Heartless will always come with this new prismatic passive skill called Savior, which gives you a 30% increase in neutral attack damage and a 30% increase in grass attack damage. So this new raid boss, you can actually fight in a new area called the raid area. So if you guys are tired of your base being destroyed and you want to just go to an alternate dimension, you can actually select a different location to summon Heartless. Along with Plasma Ryu, Libero, Xenolord, all you gotta do is click on raid area and then click yes. By the way, you will need to collect 4 Heartless slab fragments in order to actually craft the slab to summon Heartless. So you can get those from Faybreak or Sakurajima dungeons. But anyways, once you get summoned into the raid area, this is kind of what it looks like. It's really dark, it's really blue. I did test out that the borders are limited, so there's only a certain height restriction and a wall restriction, so you can't get past any of those pillars. But I do have a Palladius army bred just to see what I can do. I know they're not level 65, but it's all I got right now. This guy is neutral type, so I don't know how good Palladius's will be against him, but you know what, let's just test it out and see what happens. The summon animation does feel more polished and like more artistic than before. So that's a plus, but here is Heartless. What I realized is that he's a grass and water type right now, right? Why does it show that he's a neutral type? You know, maybe I'll find out later. Foreshadowing. But initial impressions, this guy does look really cool with his bright blue luminous cape. However, it does seem like he's just staying in one spot. His attacks do look really cool though, so I do give credit to Pocket Pair for that. Let's see, am I able to place Pal Pods in here? Just because I know Pal Pods is a pretty widely used strat. It doesn't seem like you can place any buildings at all. I don't know if it's because I don't have the materials. Okay, maybe it's because I don't have materials. You should still be able to place Pal Pods. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tested it out or not. I'd love to know. Why is Heartless just spinning around? This is kind of weird. But yeah, this is just me testing out the limits. Like, yeah, this is as high and as far as you can go. Oh well. Okay, so Heartless seems to have a barrier, as you saw in the trailer. It seems like the first one is grass, so you have to use fire attacks to break it. Luckily, I did have fire attacks, so I broke it successfully. And unsurprisingly, it also has a water barrier, which requires you to use electric attacks to quickly break it apart, or else you'll see what happens. Yeah, that's a pretty cool attack, so if you don't break the barrier in time, you will take a lot of damage. And just like all the other raid bosses, it does have a second phase. So now it's regenerating all its HP, which honestly, during the moment, it was really scary to watch. It was really intimidating. But now it's finally turning into the neutral type King of Salvation for real. So I don't know what the grass and water type was, but using Polydius against another neutral type is definitely a no-go, because oh my god, you can see they're all dying and doing like no damage. I was not ready for this, so as expected, I failed. But before I fail, I want to show you some of these moves because they look really spectacular. These animations, like the artwork, it just looks really cool. You guys definitely have to try it out yourself, especially this giant gliding move. It's kind of like Frostalion's charge, but a lot more majestic. And then look at this, like wow. Also wanted to note that the only way to get Heartless is by breeding them with each other, so it's kind of another Xenolord situation. You have to beat the boss to be able to get their egg. And so yeah, that's a little bit harder than I thought. Another W update is the sword. So previously the beam sword and other swords can only do that charge up attack, but now we can do regular light attacks too, in addition to the big charge. So the new animation is great. Everything looks a lot better. The combat's a lot smoother with this sword. You have a lot more options. However, the recoil does take a little bit of time to recover from. So as you can see here, I'm standing there paused after left clicking to use my light attack. So may not be viable for combat as much. However, it's an awesome change. Lastly, I'm excited for the Steam Workshop implementation and integration, because now it's a lot easier to get mods for communities, for yourself, and just have it all in one place, which is a great change. After the Steam Workshop, they are adding PvP, experimental PvP as well, along with having some merch. So those are just some additions I thought I'd mention. I'll definitely be playing a lot more in the coming weeks and making new videos, and I'm really excited to see how 1.0 goes and launches, because that's what's coming next in 2026. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy Palworld content, and have a great day, guys.